Welcome to High Strangeness, where we ask questions and explore all that is strange and unexpected in our reality.
Welcome to High Strangeness. I am Tony, and this is a place where we talk about all things strange and unexpected in our reality. Today's episode is going to be different because my guest is going to help us understand how we can get our fill of strangeness. In fact, there's a way where we can get all kinds of strange and good information about a variety of phenomena all at one place and at one time. And so my guest, Bridget Lake, she's going to help us understand where we can do that. And I'm excited to have her onto our show today and say, welcome aboard, Bridget. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me on today. I'm excited to tell you more about PhenomeCon and invite you guys out to attend it.
It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. So you're joining us today from Vernal, is that correct?
From Vernal, Utah, yes. Paranormal hotspot of the world.
It is.
Yeah, it's a great place to be.
So do you live out there, or do you come in just for the event, or?
Yes, so I do live here in Vernal. I am one of the organizers. I work for the Tourism and Events office here for the county. And so we're kind of facilitating this event.
That's awesome.
So we just really want to promote the area. And one way of doing that is like highlighting our paranormal that we have here.
Yeah, and I really think people are getting to know that there's a hot spot right here in the middle of the country. I guess it's out in the west a little bit. It's right here in Utah. You hear more people talking about it. We've got some shows showcasing things. And so your event is, I think, perfect.
It's really amazing.
Yeah, we're going to get into all kinds of cool stuff about this event. And I know people are going to be excited about it. As we start here, though, just to be perfectly clear for those who maybe aren't as familiar, can you tell us what is PhenomeCon?
Yeah, PhenomeCon is Utah's paranormal conference. So it's like you said, it's in Vernal, Utah. We are home to the famous Skinwalker Ranch and the Blind Frog Ranch out here. But it's a paranormal conference that covers everything, which is kind of a unique thing. It's not just a Bigfoot conference or a ghost conference. We have those topics, but we have more. We have Sasquatch, we have ghost hunters, we have a medium. We have a whole range of paranormal topics that people get to come and enjoy and to learn more about.
That's exciting. All in one place on one weekend. That's amazing. Or I guess Wednesday through Saturday.
Yes. Yes, so that's going to be September 4th through the 7th.
Yes. People put it on your calendar. It's coming quick. How long has PhenomeCon been around?
So this will be our 4th year, believe it or not.
Wow. All of them in Vernal, correct?
Absolutely. Yep, they've all been here. We're not going anywhere. We don't offer any streaming services. So if you want to come, you need to come or see any of the speakers. You need to come here to Vernal. We will have a Blu-ray available to purchase after the event. But that will only have limited speakers on there. So it's really more exciting if you're here.
Now, how did it all begin? Can you walk us through the brainchild? How did this thought come about to somebody and they moved forward with it?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, I work for the tourism office. So our whole goal is to promote the area, to bring people here, to help our economy that way. We have 2 national network shows being filmed here, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch and The Mystery of Blind Frog Ranch. And so there were a few people in the community that said that we needed to do something, to capitalize that. And we formed a committee and we decided to do a paranormal conference. There's a lot of people that just come to the area for a day. They want their picture outside of Skinwalker Ranch or by Blind Frog. And we wanted to give them an opportunity to really dive in deep because you can't go onto the ranch And so this would really give you an opportunity to experience it more. And so this is our fourth year. Every year we keep growing. We have an amazing lineup. This year we already have people coming from 46 different states and as far away as the Netherlands. So it's just amazing how this has grown. It's a huge impact to our community. Positively, like they love it. They love like sharing our community and telling people about what we have here.
So it's completely embraced by the community and people are happy to have it. That's awesome. There's
Absolutely.
nothing better, really.
Well, and it's such a positive benefit to our community. People are staying in our hotels, they are eating at our restaurants, getting gas and groceries. And so um, it's being felt community wide. So
Yeah.
it's really great.
Well, and what you've said, I think is really cool is that it's not like somebody's coming in out of town, and saying, hey, let's do this right here. It's actually, it was desired by the community. They said, we've got something unique and special here. And that's going to be a better experience, I think, for people too, because they're going to come into a community that really not only welcomes it, but wants to do this for people. And I think that's really cool. Would you agree with that?
Yes. But all of the yes, I do. And all of the organizers are here in Vernal. They're all local. They all are putting their, their heart and their interest in it. So I think that really shows too when you come to the conference that there's the little details that we really want people here, regardless if you're just coming from Provo or South Jordan, or if you're driving clear across the country to come. We are so happy that you're here.
That's awesome. The mission or vision behind PhenomeCon, I think I know what that is, but do you want to share with those that are just getting exposed to this maybe for the first time?
Yeah. So we use the tagline, "We believe," which is perfect. I see your little poster in the background that says, "I want to believe." And our conference is great. We believe. There's people that, they come as skeptics and then they go home as believers. It's a no judgment zone. So, you can go in there and tell people that you've seen a Sasquatch or you believe in a Sasquatch or you've seen a ghost, and they're not going to look at you like you grew a third eye. It's just a very welcoming community. We believe. Isn't that what we want? We want to believe that there's something more out there, that, things aren't just black and white, and that this world is just like more dimensional than that.
I love it. It's exactly the reason I do this is because when we get out of the little narrow lane of going back and forth to work and driving back and forth, and we open our eyes and see things, we see a lot more than we thought ever existed. So I'm very open-minded, and the audience is that as well. It's like, we want to know because there's things going on all around us. So let's try to understand it better. And what better than to go to a place where there's people talking about all that? I love it.
Yeah. It's great.
You've talked about this being the fourth year. What sort of evolution has, or maybe it's not an evolution, maybe it's just a fine tuning over the 4 years? Like what would you say from year one to this year is the evolution or fine tuning of PhenomeCon?
Yeah. So new this year, we did a VIP package. So we have VIP seatings. We've never done that before. That's something new. We weren't sure if there was a market for that or if that was something that was going to be well received. And we were shocked. The tickets for the VIP tickets were sold out within an hour. It was
Wow.
amazing. So that's something that's evolved. Our speakers are always changing. We try to constantly switch that up so that, if you came last year, that you're not just having repeat speakers, that you're getting some new content. And a lot of the speakers, they're constantly researching and investigating and adding to their stuff anyways, but we want to give you new speakers too as well. And, we're just learning as we go a lot of the times, but we do our surveys at the end, and we really do look at those and see where we can improve. Um, what what kind of subject matter they're wanting, or experiences that they're looking for. So that's one way that we're evolving, and we're also evolving by how fast we're growing. We sold out last year, and we're anticipating to sell out this year. We're on track um, to do the same thing, or to be hopefully a little bit bigger if the
Yeah,
conference center will let us.
that's great. I was going to ask you about this later, but we're kind of here now. I noticed the VIP, and I also noticed other opportunity. Well, maybe you can define, is it VIP seating, or because I did notice like different opportunities to have breakfast with people and to have a meal. So can you talk about that for a minute for us?
Yes. So don't feel like you can't come because there's not the VIP ticket available anymore. I mean, we can put you on a wait list for those. But as far as what the VIP ticket was, it was like a reserved seating at the front. They get a special um, swag bag when they come, and a t-shirt, and then a discount to the merchandise. But general admission tickets, you get to come to all of the classes still that we have, all of the presenters. That doesn't limit you at all. So you get to come. We have plenty of seating, plenty of opportunity to meet the speakers. You mentioned the VIP dinners. So those are an additional um, experience that you get to add. It's totally optional if that's something that you want to do. They are, depending on the meal or the experience, they have different size group, so it could be a group of 10, or it could be a group of 200, depending on what that event is. And it is on a first come, first serve, but you can email us at Vernal PhenomeCon, and we would be happy to put you on a wait list and help you get onto those activities. But we have a lot of activities that you can choose from. Uh, so I don't know when you want to go into those, but we have quite a bit.
Yeah, we definitely want to hear about that. We're not just yet, but we're going to get into it because I think that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
It's not just a conference. There's stuff to do. There's things to get really excited about. That's awesome. So,
Yes. Well,
go ahead, please. Go ahead.
I was just going to say another unique thing about the conference is that the speakers are so available. Like, you're going to see Thomas Winterton, walking around, or, you know, one of the other speakers, and you'll be able to go and get a picture. And we have picture times. It hasn't been posted yet on the website. It probably won't be until in your program. But like last year, that was one of the things we evolved, is that we added a photo booth area so that the certain speakers would have scheduled time, so that knew that you would be able to get a picture with Travis Taylor or with Travis Walton. And so you'd go back, get this complimentary picture, and to be able to have that to take home.
That's cool.
So that's really is a cool aspect of it, though, that you're able to go up to their booth and talk to them, and to be able to see them, not just on the stage, but to be able to go up and have an autograph afterwards.
Yeah. Well, I think that's so cool. Like, how many people, I know people do this. They watch these shows, or they hear a podcast or something with somebody, and they go, and I would like to really just sit there within, an area and be able to ask that person a question. Well, now you can do it. Maybe even just sitting in the
Right.
audience, or at a smaller setting like a VIP meal or something like that. That is awesome. People can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. So, you kind of started to talk about this, but let me ask it again. So, how you choose themes, topics, and participants. You're always looking and stuff like that. It sounds like you guys take very seriously the feedback from surveys and stuff like that. You're really trying to give people what they want. And is that the gist of it? You gather that information and you say, okay, we have a new topic, or we've identified some different people, maybe to try and make sure. Is that kind of what you guys do?
Yes, that is one of the ways we do it. We do go off of the survey. We really like go over those and, see what content they're wanting. We have a committee that meet monthly, discusses different options as well, so that we're all kind of seeing, what's on the market. I don't know if that sounds right, but you know, who's trending, what subject matter, we're missing, do
Yeah.
we need some more of a certain field so that we're not just heavy on another field, if that makes sense. So we get them from a variety of sources. We have people that also will reach out to us and ask, and
Yeah.
ask if they can be on. So we look at the survey, we look at our committee, and, some of our committee members are in this line. So we have Thomas Winterton from Skinwalker Ranch. He's on our committee. And Russell Accord on Expedition Bigfoot. He's on our committee as well. And so they're a great resource. They have a lot of connections that we're
Yeah.
able to use.
I love that. So many times with a product, you get simply what's given. You guys are responsive, reactive, and you're trying to meet the needs and desires of the audience and the people that come out. Nothing better than that. That's really great.
Yeah.
Okay. A different type of question. What would you consider to be one of the most memorable moments or highlights from a previous PhenomeCon weekend? Is there something that stands out to you? Right, there's so many different topics. Is there one that spoke to you in a unique or
Yeah.
different way?
That is such a good question. I don't usually get to go in and sit for too long in any of the presentations. I only get a hit, little um, chunks of each one, and then I'm running to take out other fires and stuff. But
Sure.
uh, David Schrader, he's a great um, presenter, very entertaining. His stories are very captivating if you're familiar with him at all. Uh,
That's
his was
awesome.
great. Who else did I sit with? Of course, Travis Taylor. He's a crowd pleaser. He is very knowledgeable. People were always loving whatever he was there to talk about. I sat in with Greg Lawson's class for a few minutes last year. It was in the afternoon, and it was about 3 o'clock was when his class was. And before he started, there was somebody that said, "Hey, did you see that outside the window?" And they had seen an orb go by. And about 6 or 8 other people in the class, all said, "Hey, I saw it too." And they all ran towards the window. And the next room over, that same thing happened in that classroom at the same time. So that was kind of a cool experience, that both of them reported an orb flying across the window. So the window's like right here, So anyways, that was kind of a cool
That's cool.
thing that stood out from last year. That was,
That's cool. So you get
just an extra bonus. You never know
all
what
the
you're going to get
info.
here.
Yeah, and you get some words too while you're at it. That's pretty cool. I like
That's
that.
right.
Well, and let's talk about that in case somebody's coming in right now. We've talked a little bit about some of the folks that you have coming in to be speakers. Amazing to me when I looked at the lineup. You're a whole host of Skinwalker Ranch people. The Bigfoot as an expedition. I forget the
Yeah.
name of the show. I've watched their series too. And then I saw David Politis, Nick Pope. This is like big time good speakers. And there's others too that I didn't mention. It's
Some
really cool.
big speakers. Yeah, absolutely. And every day has great speakers, like great content. You're not going to want to miss out. We have George Knapp. We just got confirmation he wasn't able to join us. We had him on our schedule last year, and then he had a family emergency that he had to take care of, so he wasn't able to join us. But he's going to be here. I mean, he always has groundbreaking investigations that he's reporting on. Last year, he was on the congressional UAP hearing that was
Yes.
happening. He submitted a report for that. We have Jay Stratton. He was former defense.
Yeah. He's up there.
You know what I said?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yes.
He had a high
Task
position.
force for investigating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That's really cool.
So he's going to be really intriguing to see what he has to say about that. Dave Schrader, Aaron Sagers, he's on Paranormal Caught on Camera, 28 Days Haunted on Netflix. So a lot of popular speakers that you're going to know. And
It's amazing.
It's going to be a great time.
Okay, I'm going to ask you another hard question here. Ready? This one is to
Okay.
you. What do you think is the most exciting or anticipated session for this year's PhenomeCon? It's like being in a bakery shop, right? There's so many good things, but I'm asking you to pick one or two for you.
For me. Well, David Paulettes is like really a heavy hitter. We're really excited to have him and to hear what he has to say. His research on the missing 411 is really intriguing. And then, of course, Saturday, that's when we're going to have the Skinwalker Ranch panel. And that's always a huge draw. Like, they have their insider program. So they're going to have a lot of insiders there that are excited to see them as well. And that's just a really exciting panel.
So help me understand.
But we also have the Ancient Aliens panel. No, it's hard to.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, help us understand. So we know what a speaker and a presenter might do, but a panel, what can people expect to see, experience, or participate in for a panel, like you're saying?
Yeah, so for the panel, you're going to have all 5 cast members up there for the Skinwalker Ranch. For the Ancient Aliens, we're going to have 3 of them. And there'll be a moderator that'll ask them questions, but a lot of times they turn it over and the audience is able to ask them questions. So it's a very unique thing that the audience will have some time to address them then. And, then they're each able to answer that question, or sometimes the question is more geared to one speaker or one cast member than just all of them. And so it's really great. Panels are a great opportunity to hear from all of them at once.
Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun because you get the moderator to initiate some stuff, and then you bounce off some audience as well. If depending on how it goes, that's great. You have that option. I did notice as I was looking at your schedule that some speakers will speak individually and then as part of a group, which makes sense. If a speaker is doing 2 sessions, and it may be because they're doing one earlier in the week and then doing one later in the week, are they presenting the same topic, or is it a completely different topic, or is it just very agile and they decide as they go where they go with the presentation? Can you help us understand that? So I'm saying this because let's say somebody comes in on Wednesday and sees so-and-so on Wednesday and sees them on Friday. Do they want to plan, okay, I want to at least see one, or should I really go to both of these?
That's a hard question because you might really just like the one speaker a lot. But it is kind of up to them if they're wanting to do 2 presentations. They do have that opportunity. Last year, David Schrader, he did 2 different presentations. Both were completely different. Both of them were really intriguing. Like you wouldn't have wanted to miss both of them.
Right.
But we have some that do have the same presentation because people do have to choose. There are some days or some of those times where we have multiple speakers at the same time. And so you do have to choose if you want to be in classroom A or B. And so that's where it gets tricky, is that you have to decide on which one.
Yeah.
As far as if they're speaking and then they're on a panel, that's going to be completely different because then we're going to have a moderator that's going to be asking those questions, and then they're going to be drawing from their experiences and research.
That makes sense. And I would suspect that even if it is sort of the same topic on the second session, it could veer in many different directions because of the interaction with the audience. So that's, it's dynamic. It can move. So that still makes it pretty interesting.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, it really could change, even though it's the same. Um, when you're getting the audience participation there, it can go 100 different directions, and these guys are great. They um, know how to read the audience. They know if they need to change it up. If it's not working, they'll be able to switch it up there and be able to give you more content of what you're needing.
That's great. I know the answer to this. Should I even ask it? Let's see. I was going to ask about your feedback and the excitement each year. It's probably a dumb question. You're growing, people are excited, stuff's getting sold out quickly. So it's kind of a dumb question, but just confirm. I'm sure people are excited.
No.
They're giving you great feedback. Is that true?
People are excited. They love it. Yes, absolutely. We have an amazing community of people that have attended, people that are following us, people that want to come, and they're just so excited. They respond to our stuff on Facebook, on our emails, and right now with our registration, it's higher than it was at this point last year. So we're just continuing
Wonderful.
to see new registrations and how quick things are selling out. It's awesome.
Yeah. That's great news. All right. What role does the audience engagement interaction play in PhenomeCon? You've already mentioned this, but just maybe share like one session, like what somebody might expect to see as there's interaction between different things. You started to mention one presenter and how they were kind of able to move around based on some different things. Not sure if the question's clear, but you know what I'm asking?
Like what an attendee can expect?
Yeah,
Is that
for
what we're
in a
asking? Or
session.
like what? Yeah. So, I mean, they're set up as lecture style. The classes are, so there's going to be a presenter, but a lot of times they have a Q&A section where you can ask your questions depending on what room it is in. It could be a smaller group where you have more time to be able to have more of a discussion, but it's very interactive. The
That's what I was looking
speakers are
for.
very
Yeah.
engaging. They have, yeah, they're very engaging. They have great like slideshows and audio and material that the consumer or the client can see while they're there, and very captivating. You, I know it's like you're sitting there all day, but it's like you're just inhaling all of this information. And we have people that come all by themselves, not knowing what they're going to expect, and they leave with friends, they leave with this community, and, making friends as well with some of these speakers because they're so open.
That's great. That's great. And that's what I was looking for. What can people see in those presentations? I want to take it one step further. I want to ask you, as a person comes in, let's say they're checking in the morning, what is it? Paint in our mind what they will do. They'll walk in, they'll get checked in, and then what do they see? What are the options? Are there places to
Yeah.
eat there? Are there food vendors? Talk about that, if you would.
So we have a gorgeous conference center, and you can see some of those pictures on our website, PhenomeCon.net. So you're going to walk into this state-of-the-art conference center that is gorgeous. We might be a small community, but we have a gorgeous facility that we are ready for you and we're ready to showcase. So they're going to come in, they're going to get their lanyard and their goodie bag as well. And on the back of their name tag is all of their add-on activities that they signed up for, so that we can help them keep that all straight. So that's really a nice feature. And then we have a ton of vendors. We have vendors in the main lobby, in the back lobby, in the hallway, selling all sorts of merchandise and different stuff. A lot of our speakers will have a vendor booth as well that you can get their book or their movie and you can get that autographed. And then we do have food vendors, food trucks that are going to be outside. Lots of options. I believe we have about 7 different food trucks and an ice cream truck that's going to be there. So lots of options for food. And then you're going to want to go into the ballroom for the first speaker and get ready for an amazing day of presentations.
It's great. Sounds fun. I like it. And it'll be like somebody's going to a movie theater. They can just snack all day and just be entertained all day. That's great.
That's right. And it's all calorie free, so it doesn't count.
Exactly. Okay. All right. We've covered just naturally so many of my questions. Extra events, meeting speakers and engaging.
Do you want me to tell you some of our add-ons?
Yeah, please go through it. I love that.
So highlight some of those that are kind of different. So we have one that's called Voices of Believers. It's an open mic and dinner. It's located in Remember the Main Park, which is at the mouth of the Canyon of Dry Fork. Gorgeous setting. 300-foot cliffs that you're facing. Just beautiful setting. And Dutch oven dinner, and then an opportunity for people to share their experiences. And you don't have to, but it is an opportunity where you can say, I had this happen to me, and it's a no judgment zone. Yeah, people really like that. It's an amazing night. It's under the stars. It's just beautiful. So that's a really fun activity. We are also going to be adding some new activities coming here soon. We have a remote viewing workshop that's going to be happening. We also have a psychic medium, Sarah Lemos, that is, she's presenting, but also she's going to do a gallery reading, and that's going to be amazing. So you're going to want to go to her session and to her gallery reading. If you don't know what that is, that's where, you kind of communicate with the spirits that have passed and they're able to send a message to you. And it's just a really neat experience. And her whole thing is that we all have the ability to connect to spirits, and it's whether or not we're open. And she has a program that teaches people how to be more open. Excuse me. We have a panel dinner with the cast from Ancient Aliens. So Nick Pope, William Henry, Travis Taylor. So you get to have dinner with all of them. They are going to answer questions. It's a fun night. And then we have the behind the scenes dinner with Skinwalker Ranch. They play episodes of their show, and then they pause it and they tell you, okay, what you're not seeing is XYZ, because they film hours and hours of content, but they're only able to play 45 minutes every week. And so that's a fun dinner because really you're seeing a lot more of what's going on, and they're able to tell you what you're not seeing here is that I had, this impression, or I was sick, or
that's great.
Whatever. And there's also a rocket launch opportunity with them on Saturday, so you can go watch them launch rocket. I mean, it's a unique thing. Not a lot of conferences let you uh, launch rockets, but hey, we're all about it. So come out, enjoy the paranormal, shoot some rockets with us. It's a great time. We have two international dark sky parks here, so you can look at the stars. We have those as add-on activities. The Milky Way is just gorgeous and clear here. We have people that come from all over, like I mentioned before, and they go on these dark sky activities, and they're just blown away. They're amazed that you can see the stars. There's people that just don't have that opportunity, and we're just so lucky that we have them literally in our backyard.
Yeah, I was going to
So
say,
you can check out a whole list.
yeah, I was going to say about the dark skies. I'm from the East Coast. And when I came to Utah and went to some of those areas here to see the stars, I could not believe the clarity of what you can see. So people, if you're out of state, you're not going to see stars like this really anywhere else. It's amazing. So, yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's true. Like, we kind of take it for granted locally, but to have that outside perspective of people coming in and just being amazed by how clear they are and how bright they are. And, we had comments that, I felt like I could just reach out and grab them. And so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. This is exciting. Is there anything else you want to tell us about PhenomeCon that you want to just share?
So here's a fun thing. So Saturday, we will have our closing reception, right? So it's a costume dance party. Costumes are optional, but they are always fun. And, we'll have prizes for different categories as well. But for starting at 9:00, we will have Jay Stratton and Travis Taylor. They are in a band called Hitchhiker, and they are going to be performing live for us during the closing reception. So that's going to be really cool to see them playing. There'll probably be a few other guests playing as well. Musicians playing with their band, but at least it's going to be Travis and Jay. And so they're working on their set right now. So that's going to be a fun addition to the closing reception on Saturday night. So make sure that you stay for that. Don't go home. And costumes are optional, but we have appetizers, we have desserts. So it starts at 6:30. But the band doesn't start until 9. The closing reception will start at 6:30, I believe, or like soon after the last speaker. And then the band will start at 9:00.
Sounds like
So
fun.
that's going to be fun. We haven't had them play before, and so that's going to be a fun addition. But
I've always thought there was more to Travis
I would just say
Taylor.
if you're on,
I was going to say, I always thought there was more to Travis
not
Taylor.
just a scientist.
Not just a scientist.
He's a good time.
Yeah. Sorry, I cut you off again. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun to see them. There's just a little bit of a lag. It's going to be a good time to see them rocking and rolling. But if you're on the fence of whether or not you can make it, or if you should come. You're not going to regret it. We have a great lineup of speakers. Even if you don't do any of the add-ons, the content that you're going to get from the conference itself is going to be very fulfilling. And you're going to find new friendships there and this community that you're just going to be embraced by. So come. It's going to be September 4th through the 7th. And you can find more information at www.PhenomeCon.net.
That's great. Thank you so much. Before we wrap up, is for future years, is there anything or ways that people can get involved that they want to help, support, volunteer, or anything like that? Maybe there's people out there that want to be part of the activity as well. Is there anything like that available for people?
I love that question because it is a big conference and we need all the help we can get. So if you're interested in volunteering or if you have the add-on that you think that would be fun, an activity that you think, that you could see people really resonating with, please feel free to email us at vernalphenomicon@gmail.com, and we would be happy to have you come and help. We have different jobs at the conference center that we always need help with, and ushering people to their different spots or facilitating different activities that we have. So there's always something that we could use some help with.
That's great. That's awesome. Well, I really enjoyed this. Is there anything that maybe I just should have asked and forgot? Is there anything else other than what we've already covered that you'd like to share? We've got enough to not only whet people's appetite, but get them excited. But I want to leave that to you in case there's something else.
I would just encourage them to keep following us on Facebook and Instagram for updates, that we're going to be releasing more content on there and conference updates. So I would just follow us, make sure you're doing that, and we'll see you guys in September.
It's going to be good. People, I'm even trying to make it. I have a vacation.
It'll be
I'm
great.
trying to cut it short so I can go to this because it's going to be, it just sounds like a ball.
You need
It's
to.
going to be great. Yeah, for sure. It's my kind of thing. No doubt.
We have people coming for their anniversaries.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
They celebrated their 40th anniversary wedding here. They do birthday trips. You can get a tattoo while you're at PhenomeCon. That's going to be one of our vendors. So you can, always document it forever. So, come, you're going to love it.
I believe so. Thank you so much. Bridget, thank you so much for taking the time to share with us about what sounds like is going to be an amazing event this year and for years to come. So this was wonderful. Check out Vernal, Utah. Check out PhenomeCon in September. Don't miss it. For me. Okay. So as we wrap up today,
Absolutely.
once again, I want to thank you, Bridget, for coming on and sharing this information. And I just want to tell everybody to remember there's a lot of strange and unexpected in our reality. So keep your ears, eyes, and hearts open, and minds too. And until next time, stay safe.
Thank you for listening to High Strangeness. This was a glance at some of the strange that exists in our reality.